Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. If this is your first time, I'm super happy to have you here, or welcome back to the channel if you've been tracking with me for a while. Either way, I'm very excited to have you watching this video today. I am B-Hub, and today's video is going to be about the sparring pit. Now, I did a video a couple of days ago that was how to spend your gems correctly. And many of you pointed out in the comments that I didn't talk about the sparring pit, and you were right. And I want to cover that in depth because it is a very highly debated and discussed issue. So I want to go a little bit more in depth into it and try to get a better feel for what the appropriate thing to do is with your gems. So it's all about the sparring pit, right? Now, my BlueStacks is being super laggy today, so I'm not even going to bother really opening it up. It really doesn't matter. There's like one button for you to hit in there anyways. It's pretty self-explanatory. You just click and level up. So here's what I want to do real quick. I want to go over maybe some of the finer points of the sparring pit, maybe some things that maybe you didn't know about the sparring pit to kind of paint a good picture of what it actually does. So obviously what you do is you put characters into it, and those characters will be gaining experience over time. Now, here's a couple of quick points. One, the more stars that a character has, the faster that it will gain experience. So a 5-star will gain more experience than a 1-star per hour. So if you want to try and get a quicker return on your investment, you want to put a higher star hero into the sparring pit, and they will gain experience faster. Now here's the other thing, and this is something that people don't like, but it just kind of is what it is, and it's this. Once your character has reached the next level, you have to go into the sparring pit and you have to click level up. That's really important to know, because while your character is waiting for you to come and click that button, it stops gaining experience. It won't go over and start gaining you more experience for the next level. You have to go in and click that button. Now, that's really important to know, because if you're not on top of it and if you're not hitting that button, you're not going to see a return on your investment as quickly. So those are, I think, some just good tips to know as you're getting into the sparring pit. And now I want to give you what my general advice is. So this is my general advice when it comes to the sparring pit. I think that it would be wise to unlock all of the sections of the sparring pit, each one of the spaces, all 5, and I would not upgrade any of those spaces at all. So here's my reasoning why I think that is. I've seen some videos and I've seen the math, and I've done a little bit of the math myself, and I think that you will see a return on the sparring pit. I think it's just going to take a little bit of time for you to see that return. Now, in a lot of the other things that I've seen, I think people are being pretty optimistic, where I'm probably a little more pessimistic on the length of time that it will take for you to see a return on your investment. So here's the reason why this is so debated, is this. You have to spend gems to unlock these additional spaces. And anytime that you're spending gems on something in this game, you're not spending them on something else. And in this case, you're not spending them on energy refills to just level up your characters through normal farming, which is a very wise thing to do. So why should you invest into the sparring pit instead of into those other things? And it's this. After a certain length of time, you will start to see a return on your investment in the sparring pit. So I think it'll take you about 2 months. And after that 2-month period, I think you will be able to start just getting what you could call it free energy at that point, free experience, right? You've given it this investment, and now you're just getting stuff in addition to what you put in. So I think as a long-term investment, it's a wise decision. Here's the reason why I think it'll take you about 2 months to do so, though. A lot of these estimates I've seen, a lot of the math I've seen, they obviously require a vast number of assumptions, right? You have to try and predict a lot of different outcomes. And one of the things that people try and predict is how many hours a day that the sparring pit will be giving you experience. I think a lot of those estimates are really optimistic. If you're anything like me, then either you can't make it to your phone, or sometimes you're just playing the game and you forget to go and click to level up your characters. So you get to the sparring pit and you're like, man, I probably should have hit this button like 4 hours ago, but I forgot to actually level up my character. So for me, it means that the sparring pit is not active like 20 hours a day or 18, whatever. It's probably active more like 12 hours a day for me, because there is so much time that I forget to go back and click those buttons. Now, if you aren't like that, then you will see your return even faster. But if you're like me and you forget to click some of these buttons on a pretty regular basis, or you can't get to your phone, or you're in school, or whatever it might be, then I think it's going to be about a 2-month period before you start to see an actual return on that investment. Now, here's the good news with that. That's really not that long. You can still see a return on your investment pretty quickly as far as like these kind of video games are concerned. Now, that requires a decision on your part though, right? Because now you have to decide, man, is this a game that I can see myself playing for a long period of time? And that, you need to know you. You need to know what you typically do in video games. If you are the type of person who picks up a new video game and then picks up a different one, next month, then I wouldn't invest into the sparring pit. There's nothing wrong with that way of playing, but you want to use your resources to have the most fun out of a game while you are going to play it. And so spend those gems on something else. Don't worry about the sparring pit if you think I'm going to pick up another game next month and I won't even be playing Raid. Now, if you are going to play Raid for a while and you can see yourself sticking around for quite some time, then hey, this is a good investment for you. Unlock all of the spaces and don't upgrade them. And the reason that I wouldn't upgrade them is really the same reason I think it's going to take longer to get an investment than some other people think. And here's the reason that is. It's because there's so many times, right, where I said I should have clicked this button like 4 hours ago. If you level your sparring pits up all of the way, then that statement might change to something like, I should have hit this button like 5 hours ago, right? You don't have to be in a hurry to forget to click the button. So I think level 1 is a good place to have your sparring pits. Now here's the other reason, obviously. The more that you upgrade, the more gems you are investing, which means the longer it's going to be before you start to actually get a profit off of your investment, right? Before you actually start to get that free resource coming in. Now, obviously, you would eventually, way down in the future, but I'm telling you, it's just not worth it. Just go with the level 1 of the sparring pits, get a return on your investment about 2 months in, and I think that's a great place to be. With that being said, if you have any other questions, hit me up in the comments. Let me know. I'd be happy to try and answer them. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you got something out of it, if you thought it was helpful, hit like and hit subscribe. I really appreciate it. And until next time, peace out.